Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have kind of a weird video, and truth be told, I've actually filmed this video before, but like differently, and literally scrapped all like 40 minutes that I filmed. It's never easy to do that, but it was necessary because as I was editing I was like, this shit makes no sense. The critique I've always gotten in my life is that I have good thoughts, good like concept, but organization is a struggle. So I'm going to, I don't know, call this like my first like series, because this is definitely going to be like multiple parts. This is just part one because I tried to film basically all the parts that I'm going to film into one video, and that shit made no sense. It was condensed, it was all over the place. It was not good, but I liked just being honest about some of my experiences I've had. I feel like more of my like out there type subscribers will like dig this kind of video. Some of my subscribers might not, because I know some of you are very religious and I'm not sure how black and white your views are, but this might not be the video for you. So if you're offended by ghosts or the unknown, just click off so we don't have any bad feelings. No bad blood, right? We good, homie? Obviously need a hit before I really dive into shit. Maybe two. So obviously, if you read the title, it's pretty clear what these videos, what the series, like what all this fucking hubbub is about. Also, just a disclaimer, I'm not saying all these things I'm going to talk about are ghosts, because honestly I feel like ghosts is not a real thing according to like how humans define it. I feel like what I've encountered is multiple different things of energy being stored and pushing out, or possible parallel universes. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like the term ghost is just what humans call it when we can't explain something, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's ghost. Also, last time I was filming this, the first time, weird shit started happening, and I'm kind of scared it's gonna happen again. I'll shut the fuck up about nonsense bullshit that doesn't matter in this video. So this first part is going to be about my like earlier childhood experiences, between the ages of like literal birth and like 8 years old. I lived in a house in Phoenix on 83rd Avenue and Indian School, and if you live in Arizona, you know the area, and it's not good. A lot of older houses, like compared to like what I live in now, for sure. So I'm just gonna like tell some of the experiences, not all, because I have like 1,000,001, but just the more like wild ones, or ones I can more clearly remember because I was so young. So some of my stories I'm gonna honestly tell you guys, like I don't necessarily know like this or that, but I remember this because that's just me being honest with you guys. I'm not trying to make anyone believe anything. These are just things I've experienced, remembered, and have fucking feared. Okay, so one of my earliest encounters, experiences, what the fuck ever I can remember was me at like 5 years old. Maybe 6. I want to say 5 though. I was in the living room with my parents and they're like watching some fucking show, and they asked me to get something out of the bedroom, and this is the part like I don't remember what they asked me to get, but I was like, all right, because like I'm just like, especially back then, I like wanted to please my parents so bad. I was just like, I did every fucking thing they said, asked, expected of me. Anyways, so I like jumped up to do it, and I started walking towards their bedroom, and I wish I could put a visual to this of how this house is set up, but basically, here's the hallway. No, here's the living room. Here's the kitchen. There's like a hallway, and on this side there's like me and Eric's room. Eric is my older brother, and then on the other side it's like the bathroom and then my parents' room. The end of the hall is like right there, and so I'm like walking from the living room into the hallway, about to go into my parents' room, right at the end of the hall where it's like that, like where the hall meets like the same wall that their door's on, and I'm like walking towards the corner, and a shadow, like honestly pretty large. I haven't seen one this big since that day, but that could just be my like little kid perception. I still feel like even if I were to put that in perspective of how large it was, like in comparison to a door, it was pretty big. but it was just a face, like a head. And I could tell it was a man, but it was just a shadow, and he was like smiling or laughing. It was like a laugh with the sound on mute. Real jolly guy. And so I didn't even go into my parents' bedroom. I fucking booked it back to the living room, and I'm pretty sure just because like kids have a tendency to like want to get out of shit, my parents thought I was just like being lazy or forgetful, because they like did not fucking believe what I just told them. And I bet you, because I know my mom watches all these videos, she's gonna be like, I don't even remember that, because she doesn't remember fucking shit from my childhood. I don't know, maybe that's just like something that happens, and I won't remember a lot of Ember Luna's. I don't know, but I just feel like she doesn't remember enough. Mom. That was one of my first like very like clear, obvious, like can't deny what the fuck I just saw type moments I had in that house. Another one, which is trippy. This one, because this one was like long lasting. At night sometimes, I don't know when it started, and I can't give a precise age that it ended, but I remember it very vividly. So at night, I want to say it wasn't every night, because I feel like I'd be more tired if it was every night, but I'd say probably at least once, twice a week. My room had this like bluish glow to it, as if everything was covered in like really, really low lit like blue lights is what it looked like, but like all over my room. And this man who seemed almost miniature, not miniature, but like shrunken down, or like, I can't explain it. Seemed like he was tiny, or at least like small for like an adult, but he floated, and he would just kind of talk. This happened several times. And he would just talk about his life, things that have happened in the house. Like, okay, I remember him, this blue floating man, telling me that there had been two brothers in this house. And one of them, like, shot the other one to death, and also their mom. And no one in my life ever told me that story, and I don't know where the fuck I would have pulled that out of, because I was a very innocent child. I didn't think about this kind of shit. My parents definitely like did their best to not talk about that kind of stuff in front of me. Like anything adult related, they were actually pretty good up to a certain age about that kind of stuff. I wasn't allowed to watch even like PG-13 movies. Like if something came on and it was inappropriate, my parents literally would like go in the other room. Like they didn't want me to be scared by anything fucking crazy. So no one ever told me about ghosts, but I just always like knew they were there. So my very last memory of this blue floating being was me literally like bursting out into tears one of those nights he came to talk. And I remember I was just like, please, please, please get out of my room. I'm scared. I don't want you here. I don't know why you're here. Please leave me alone. And he kind of like got mad, and then he kind of cried, which like I don't think I said this, but this man cried a lot, just about his life. He was just like sad and angry, but like mostly sad. And he like kind of like went over to like the other side of my room, like floated away to like the farthest point you could get away in the same room as me, and just like, I don't know if he like evaporated. I feel like he like kind of whooshed, but I feel like that doesn't sound realistic. But like, neither was a fucking like blue floating man crying in your room. I feel like he like whooshed out, kind of like very like a slow whoosh. I don't like, I was about to say I think he like kind of evaporated, but I know that's not what happened. Like I remember seeing it kind of like whoosh as he like got smaller, and just like then he like kind of disintegrated into nothingness. But yeah, that was my last encounter of that fine fellow. My last memory I'm gonna share from this house that I'm very sure about is the fact that I, like, as little girls do, had like a little fucking like tea party like table, like a tea party table, like with like, you know, little chairs and cups of tea and shit, and I love that shit. I remember always playing it, and I distinctly remember there were times where like people would show up, like other little kids, but they weren't really there. That makes me sound so crazy. I've never told anyone about this. I just remember my parents always being like, who the fuck are you talking to, basically? And I didn't tell him. Like, it's so ironic to me that as I've been reflecting on my life, as you guys know if you're a subscriber, been deeply reflecting on my life, I always, like, growing up I always thought I was like this super open person, and it turns out I'm like really not, and I'm like blowing my own mind with like my own deception of who I am and what I do when it comes to like that kind of shit. I've always kept shit that's uncomfortable, just uncomfortable in general, a secret. And not necessarily like in a vindictive way, just like anything. It can be anything that's uncomfortable for me, which is why I'm like, I think it's good for me to do this kind of shit. But maybe it's not. Maybe you will all just think I'm crazy and just unsubscribe and be like, you're a fucking crazy bitch, get help. Shit's just weird, man. And that kind of sums it up for that house, like the more memorable things, because like on the low, I remember constantly feeling watched in that house. Even in my bedroom playing with my toys or watching a movie, like laying in bed with my stuffed animals, I remember just always feeling like I was watched all the time. So I actually spent a lot of time outside at that point in my life, like my little kid life. I just go outside with my dogs because like I did not want to be in my room sometimes because of how uneasy I felt. And even as a baby there, my parents said that I'd just be in my crib. Like, they'd wake up, like check on me. I'd be in my crib, like bouncing up and down, just like talking to something. And again, I don't mean to sound like a crazy person, but I think that for whatever reason, me, this person who literally wants nothing to do, was seeing this kind of shit, experiencing this shit, the things he could do. Just I'm like the least wanting person to be clued into this shit. I would love to be ignorant as fuck and experience nothing ever and like never have any kind of this shit happening. Some people live for this shit, like ghost hunters, but like I don't know, I don't know what it is, but I have a tendency for ghost beings, energies, fucking I don't know what these are, but I have a tendency for them to gravitate towards me or at least reveal themselves to me for whatever reason. And the videos from here on out will probably get a little crazier because I have more memories, first of all, because again, at this house I was very young and not too many distinct things that I can remember happening. Like, there probably was more, but I just don't remember because I was a kid. But the videos coming out after this, the stories get crazier, they get more in depth, they get more weird. So my stories involve other people seeing the same shit or, you know, encountering it along with me, which makes me feel slightly less crazy. So let me know your thoughts below if this is like something you guys like want, or if I'm like doing this for no fucking reason, because I'm still gonna do it. I just want to know if I'm doing it for no reason or not. Sam life update. This bitch, aka me, is fucking monetized on fucking Instagram now. So if you want to support me for free and like pad my fucking wallet for free, go to my Instagram. I'll hopefully remember to put the fucking link in the description. And if you just want to be a good citizen of the United States of America, then you will go to my Instagram and watch every single reel I've ever posted and help me not be broke.
Help me, I'm poor.
No. Yeah, I finally got monetization on there. Honestly, I was kind of hoping to get it on YouTube first, but my channel, if you haven't noticed, is pretty stagnant, and I feel like it's never gonna get out of this. But my Instagram's been popping for years, bro. I didn't even really know that you could get paid for posting reels. I was just doing it to boost my engagement on Instagram, but now I'm getting paid for it. So let me know your thoughts below. If this is like something you're interested in hearing about, or if you're a skeptic, I kind of want to know like why, because I feel like it's crazy to me as someone who, like I said, has encountered so many things, to really get in the mindset of someone who's never firsthand seen, heard, experienced anything. Like, it's so bizarre to me to think that like that's a life. Like, lucky you, can we switch places? But let me know your thoughts below. Please give this video a like if you did in fact like it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys next time. I don't know if it'll be on part 2 of this or a different video in between. If you're like, this video's kind of I promise you, wait for like part 3 and 4 especially. There's gonna be some crazy shit. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.